Let me tell you something, change doesn't wait. It doesn't ask for permission. And it doesn't tap you on the shoulder to remind you it's time to move. If you're sitting there waiting for the perfect moment, let me break it to you, the perfect moment does not exist. It never has and it never will. The only moment you have is right now. Too many people wake up every morning drowning in the same excuses. I'll start tomorrow. I'm not ready. I just need more before they know it, for these months' time of regret. They look back and realize the opportunities were there, but they were too blind or too scared to take them. But you're here now, and that means something. It means a part of you refuses to settle for mediocrity. It means you're standing at a crossroads, staring at two choices: continue as you are or demand more from yourself. Your life is a blank canvas waiting for bold strokes. But here's the catch, you're the artist. No one is coming to paint your masterpiece for you. If you don't take control, the canvas will stay empty. What will you choose? Are you tired? Tired of waking up like you're stuck on repeat? Like you're watching the world move forward while you stay frozen in place. Be honest with yourself, how many times have you caught yourself saying, one day I'll change, only to realize that day never comes? Life doesn't slow down for anyone. Every second wasted is a page in your story left blank. How many pages have you lost? How much of your own potential have you buried under doubt, hesitation, and fear? Imagine this, you're holding an hourglass. The sand is slipping through your fingers grain by grain, moment by moment. And here's the terrifying truth, you don't know how much sand is left. Every excuse, every delay, every maybe later steals from your future. At some point you'll turn the hourglass over and realize there's nothing left to give. But you don't have to let that be your reality. You have one decision to make: keep drifting or wake up and fight for the life you deserve. Because you are running out of time to waste. And now that you're here, you need to understand one thing: this is not just another speech. This is a roadmap, a battle plan, a call to arms. And if you're serious about changing your life, you need to listen carefully. We're gonna break this journey into clear, actionable steps. First, we'll confront the hard truth about what's holding you back, because you can't fix what you refuse to face. Then we'll dismantle every excuse, every lie you've told yourself about why you can't move forward. We'll dig into the struggles, the doubts, and the fears that have kept you in chains for too long. Then comes the real work, the action. We'll talk about the exact steps you need to take, the habits you need to build, and the mindset you need to adopt if you want to break free from the cycle of inaction. No fluff, no empty words, just real undeniable change. So pay attention, lock in. Because by the time this is over, you won't just see a new path, you'll have the tools to walk it. Are you ready? Most people don't fail because they lack talent. They don't fail because they aren't smart enough, strong enough, or lucky enough. They fail because they wait. Think about it, how many chances have you let slip away simply because you told yourself not yet? How many dreams have you shelved because you convinced yourself that someday you'll have more time, more energy, more motivation? But let's get real, someday is a lie. Waiting for the right time is the most dangerous habit you will ever develop. It's like standing in front of an open door but refusing to walk through it because the lighting isn't perfect. Meanwhile, the door's closing, and before you know it, it's locked. Procrastination isn't harmless. It's a thief. It steals your progress, your potential, your future. Every time you delay action, you are making a silent agreement with failure. You are choosing to stay stuck. And that's the cold, hard truth. You are where you are right now because of every choice you've made to wait. But here's the good news: if your choices got you here, your choices can get you out. Let's talk about what happens when you do nothing. Because make no mistake, inaction is a choice. And it comes with a cost. Think about an athlete who skips training, a writer who never picks up the pen, a dreamer who never takes the first step. What happens to them? Do they succeed anyway? Do they magically wake up one day with everything they wanted? No, they fade, their skills dull, their opportunities vanish, their dreams die. And the worst part, they don't even notice it happening. Missed chances don't show up as loud alarms. They slip away quietly, disguised as harmless delays. One skipped workout turns into a year of lost progress. One ignored opportunity turns into a lifetime of what-ifs. And before they know it, they wake up to a life they never wanted, one built on regret, not action. Enough is enough. If you keep putting things off, life will move on without you. And one day you'll realize that the only thing standing between you and the life you wanted was the choice you never made. Close your eyes for a moment and think back, how many times have you told yourself, I wish I had started sooner? How many nights have you laid awake replaying moments where you should have spoken up? Should have taken action, should have said yes instead of waiting. Regret is a cruel teacher. It doesn't just remind you of what you lost, it shows you who you could have been. It forces you to look in the mirror and see the version of yourself that never got a chance to exist because you were too afraid to take the leap. the thing, regret doesn't have to be the end of your story. You can choose right now to rewrite your future. Because as long as you're breathing, you still have time to fight back. The question is, will you? It's time to face the truth. Waiting is killing your future. Every day you hesitate, someone else is out there grabbing opportunities, putting in the work, and moving forward. And if you think you can catch up later, you're lying to yourself. But here's the turning point. You don't have to stay in this cycle. You can fight back. You can reclaim your time, your goals, and your momentum. But it starts with a decision to stop making excuses and start making moves. Enough of the self-doubt. Enough of the hesitation. If you don't demand more from yourself, no one else will. Life isn't going to slow down and wait for you to be ready. The only way forward is through action, even when you don't feel like it. Even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's hard. So here's the challenge. What will you do right now? Will you sit there, nod your head, and go back to the same habits? Or will you get up and take the first step toward the life you've been talking about? Because talk is cheap. Action is everything. Fear is a liar. It whispers in you're not ready, you're not good enough, you'll fail if you try. And for too long you've believed it. But let's expose the truth. Fear is just a shadow. It only has power when you let it control you. The moment you step forward, the moment you refuse to be held back, fear starts to shrink. The real battle isn't against the world. It's against yourself. It's against the voice inside your head that tells you to play it safer, stay comfortable, to avoid risk. But comfort is the enemy of progress. You need to break free from the chains of hesitation. Ask yourself, how many opportunities have you lost because of fear? How many times have you held back when you should have stepped up? The cost of staying the same is far greater than the cost of trying and failing. The real failure isn't falling, it's refusing to stand up in the first place. So today you make a choice. Will you keep letting fear win, or will you face it head on and take back control? Struggle isn't a curse, it's a test. And it's one that separates those who rise from those who stay stuck. Look at anyone who has achieved something great. Do you think they got there without facing obstacles? No, they pushed through, they embraced the pain, the setbacks, the failures, because they understood that every challenge was shaping them into someone stronger. Think of a storm. It's fierce, relentless, unforgiving, but after it passes, the sky is clearer, the air is fresher, and everything feels new. That's what struggle does. It breaks down the old so the new can rise. Most people run from difficulty. They see struggle as a sign to stop. But the truth is, struggle's proof that you're moving forward. If you're feeling resistance, it means you're breaking through. So don't fear the storm. Face it, walk through it, use it. Because on the other side is a version of you that is stronger, wiser, and unstoppable. For too long, you've been taught that strength means never showing weakness. But that's a lie. Real strength comes from admitting where you struggle and then doing something about it. Self-doubt will always be there. It's the voice that says you're not good enough. You're not ready. But here's what most people don't realize: self-doubt isn't the enemy. It's fuel. The moment you admit your doubts, you take power away from them. You stop letting them control you. Instead of avoiding them, you use them as a fire that drives you forward. Think about the greatest successes in history. Do you think they never doubted themselves? Of course they did. But they didn't stop. They didn't let uncertainty keep them frozen. They turned their fear into action. That's what you need to do. Instead of running from self-doubt, confront it. Instead of letting it paralyze you, let it push you harder. Your vulnerability isn't a weakness, it's a weapon. Use it. Change is uncomfortable. Growth is painful. That's why most people stay exactly where they are. But if you want a different life, you have to do things differently. You have to be willing to push through the resistance, even when it feels impossible. Picture a wall in front of you. It's made of every excuse, every fear, every moment of hesitation. Most people walk up to that wall and stop, but you break through it. You don't let doubt win. You don't let fear make the decisions for you. You step up, push forward, and keep going because you refuse to be trapped by your past. And here's the truth: the moment you stop waiting for permission and start demanding more from yourself, everything changes. This is your moment. Will you take it? Enough, it's time to act. If you want real change, you need to take real steps starting right now. Here's where most people go wrong. They think change has to be massive, overwhelming, life-altering in a single moment. But that's not how it works. Transformation isn't a single leap, it's a series of small, deliberate steps. So let's start simple. What's the one thing you can do today? Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Maybe it's waking up earlier. Maybe it's cutting out distractions. Maybe it's finally making that decision you've been avoiding. Whatever it is, do it now. Because here's the truth, waiting kills progress. The longer you hesitate, the harder it gets to start. But once you take that first step, momentum builds. You begin to see progress. You begin to feel the shift. And before you know it, you're no longer just talking about change, you're living it. So here's your challenge, take action today. One step, one decision, one move. Because the only way to change your life is to start. Big goals can feel overwhelming. That's why so many people quit before they even begin. But the secret to lasting change, small wins, every great achievement starts with tiny victories. A single workout turns into a habit. One disciplined morning turns into a productive week. One smart decision turns into a pattern of success. It's the little things that build the big things. Think about a building. It doesn't rise overnight. It starts with a foundation, one brick at a time. If you try to rush, the structure collapses, but if you lay each brick carefully, consistently, the building becomes unshakable. Your life works the same way. Focus on small, achievable wins. Stack them. Build on them. Let them push you forward. Because when you start seeing progress, motivation follows. So don't chase perfection, chase progress. Win today, then win again tomorrow. If you're serious about change, you need more than motivation, you need a plan. Here's your step-by-step guide to reclaiming your life. Identify what's holding you back. Fear, distractions, bad habits. Get real about the obstacles in your way. Eliminate the noise. Cut out the excuses, the negativity, anything that drains your energy. Take control of your time. Your schedule reflects your priorities. If your time isn't aligned with your goals, something needs to change. Make decisions faster. Stop overthinking. Stop waiting. Make the choice and commit to it. Take one small action every day. Progress isn't about speed, it's about direction. As long as you're moving forward, you're winning. It's not complicated, but it does require commitment. The choice is yours. Close your eyes and imagine your future. Not the one filled with doubt and hesitation, but the one where you actually step up and claim the life you want. What does it look like? How does it feel? The confidence, the freedom, the fulfillment, it's all there. But only if you decide to make it real. The difference between people who succeed and people who don't isn't talent. It's not luck, it's vision. The ones who win are the ones who see the future before it happens. So see it now, feel it, and then chase it. Because the only thing between you and that vision is action. Imagine waking up every morning with purpose. No more doubt, no more hesitation. Just clarity, direction, and the unshakable belief that you are on the right path. That version of you exists, the one who takes action, the one who refuses to settle, the one who no longer waits for life to happen but makes it happen. But here's the truth, you won't become that person by accident. It takes effort. It takes choices. It takes the courage to step into the unknown and build the life you want brick by brick. So ask yourself, what would your life look like if you committed fully? The answer is waiting for you, but you have to go after it. Every action you take today is shaping your future. Every choice, every decision, every step, it all adds up. The problem is, most people don't see the connection. They think missing one workout, skipping one opportunity, or putting things off for one more day doesn't matter. But it does. Because everything compounds. Think of success like planting seeds. You don't see results right away, but with time, patience, and effort, those seeds grow into something unstoppable. So here's your reminder, every effort counts. The work you put in today is building the future you want. Keep going. Dreams don't die because they're impossible. They die because people stop chasing them. It's easy to get excited about change. It's harder to stay committed when things get tough. But that's where success is built, not in the easy moments, but in the ones where you want to quit and choose to keep going anyway. So hold on to your vision. Protect it. Feed it with action. Because the second you stop chasing it, you let the old version of you win. And that's not an option. Look at where we started talking about hesitation, fear, and wasted time. And look at where we are now standing at the edge of transformation. We've broken down the excuses. We've confronted the lies. We've mapped out the steps. And now there's only one thing left to do. Act. Because knowledge means nothing without action. Understanding means nothing without movement. The only thing that matters is what you do next. This is it, your moment. The fork in the road where you either step up or step back. No more waiting, no more excuses, no more wasted time. The question isn't, can you do this? The question is, will you? Because everything you want, the life, the success, the confidence, all on the other side of action. So take the step, right now. Change isn't a one-time decision. It's a commitment. A commitment to show up, to keep moving forward, to refuse to go back to the old version of you. The choice is in your hands. Are you ready to claim it? Because the second you decide, the second you act, everything changes.